What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today we have a brand new Xur Inventory review from the weekend of June 13th, Friday the 13th, to the 16th, and so let's get started. Alright, let's take a look at what he has. Firstly, for the catalyst, well, we do have the Huckleberry Catalyst, which is going to actually give it kinetic tremors. This was actually recently updated, I believe, this season, where it got the old catalyst perk now intrinsically, and now it just gets this. So the Huckleberry is actually pretty juiced right now. After that, we have the Lord of Wolves Catalyst. Insane catalyst, guys, are going to make it able to provide Scorch on a target. Lord of Wolves got a massive buff, so much so it actually got a recent nerf, but still probably a good idea to snag this catalyst. After that, guys, we've got the Aeon Swift 68 roll with a ton of mobility and strength. Now, just keep in mind, guys, this is a not so good roll right now, but this could be a much better roll in the Edge of Fate, and that's because mobility is changing to the weapon stat, where it's going to influence your reload and your handling speeds. It's going to influence how much damage you do to miners below 100 and above 100. It's going to influence how much damage you do to bosses. But more importantly, hunters don't want strength right now because they just get their melee back by dodging, but in the Edge of Fate, you actually need a bit of strength to get melee back from that gambler's dodge. If you have zero strength, you're not going to get a much melee energy back. So this is, again, a good idea to get in prep for the Edge of Fate. After that, guys, we have a 67 Syntheseps here, again with a big mobility spike, just like the previous exotics. Terrible now, but if you want that weapons stat in the Edge of Fate, could be a good pickup for sure, because 67 overall is pretty good. Then we've got 65 mobility, recovery, and intellect. This one not really quite as spiky, not as interested in this one. After that, guys, we do have the exotic class items being sold this weekend as well. Then for the random item, well, we have Vanguard engrams. So if you're grinding a certain Nightfall weapon, a certain Vanguard weapon, you can grab these, and it's the equivalent of, you know, having to rank up multiple times with your Vanguard rep, so not a bad idea if you're going after a Vanguard weapon. After that, let's check the random stuff here. We have the Thunderlord. This keeps being given away, but if for whatever reason you don't have the Thunderlord, 100% pick it up. This thing is an absolute beast of a machine gun. Then we've got the Skyburner's Oath. Really doesn't see a ton of play right now, but actually did get a buff where the shots just scorch the target automatically if you're firing from the hip. So it's actually one of the better weapons in the entire game for just applying those Scorch effects. And if you have like a Scorch build, there's an exotic Warlock helmet that improves Scorch and stuff. It can actually go pretty crazy. Moving on from there, we have the Suros Regime. An oldie but a goodie. This thing can dish out a decent amount of damage with spinning up and can heal you and stuff like that. Kind of an underrated exotic in my opinion, but nothing here is super meta except the Thunderlord is actually goated. Then we have the Hawkmoon here with Small Bore and Quick Draw. You don't really want to see Quick Draw, so no thank you. After that, taking a look at the random weapon rolls. We have a Rangefinder Swashbuckler right here. It's okay. You know, that's about it. Then we've got a Kept Confidence here with Invisible Hand, Eye of the Storm. So importantly, this is craftable, so if you didn't get this fully crafted during the season it's in, you can always buy one and then just use your Deep Sight Harmonizers on it to unlock the pattern. Then we've got a Vision Pulse Monitor Kill Clip. Not that insane. Then we've got the Persuader with Keep Away and Precision Instrument here. It's kind of just okay. Like, Keep Away is PvP, Precision is PvE, so Then we've got, well, actually a pretty good Fallen Guillotine here. So we have Jagged Edge for the maximum damage. Then we've got Relentless Strikes to get ammo back. And then we've got Surrounded. Now, generally, technically Whirlwind Blade is maybe a bit better, but Surrounded is one of the best sword perks you can ask for, and it's actually going to have way more DPS right off the rip if it's active compared to Whirlwind that has to kind of build that damage up. So really good pickup if you don't have a Falling Guillotine. After that, guys, we have a Grave Robber Thresh. Planic Stride, absolutely not. But again, this is a craftable weapon, just like the hand cannon here. And then finally, we have a Relentless Counterattack Crown Splitter. Absolutely not, guys. No, thank you. Now, as for the armor, well, let's take a look at the Substitutional Ally set on light.gg to see its rarity. So this was added back in Season 8, Season of the Undying, and it's a pretty common set with around 52% of Guardians having this very helmet. All right, now taking a look at the actual rolls here, 63 big mobility spike, no thank you. 66 intellect and strength, but not really that big of spikes, not really that amazing. 64 not too spiky, no thank you. And 66 massive recovery and strength spike. This is actually quite interesting here because, again, in the Edge of Fate, recovery is becoming your class ability stat. So this means more barricades for your Titan. So definitely consider this, if you're low on high recovery armor, because you didn't expect, the stats to completely change, this might be a really good buy. Let's move on to the Warlock. All right, for the Warlock, let's check the sword here. Tireless flash counter, not that great. Now, as for the armor, 65 overall, big mobility spike. Again, that's weapons, so it's all right. 65 overall, not really too spiky this time. Recovery and discipline, all right again. 64 with a massive strength spike. So if you want melee for your Warlock, consider this. And then 65 again with a bigger strength spike, kind of again just okay. Now let's move on to the Hunter. All right, for the Hunter, let's see the sword here. Tireless on guard, not that great. Then we've got 66. Not really too spiky, no thank you. 62 with a big intellect spike, no, not really interested in that. 63, resilience and discipline, okay. And then 64, not too spiky, not that great. Really, guys, the highlight this week, actually quite a good Fallen Guillotine, and then just a few armor pieces again to help shore up potential builds. If you are someone who wants, again, you're playing the Titan, you want that mobility stat because it's turning into weapons, something like the Syntheseps, it's a 67, Syntheseps pretty high overall, you could definitely consider it, and stuff like that. Like if you're missing out on a certain stat because it's changing, great weekend to snag a few pieces that might shore up a future build. Because, me personally, I don't have a lot of high recovery, high mobility Titan armor, but I'm going to want those stats in the Edge of Fate. And even though we have Armor 3.0 coming in the Edge of Fate that you're going to want to get, you're going to have functional builds to be able to go and earn the good Armor 3.0. So the opportunity cost from buying this stuff at Xur is not that high. And again, it could get you those stats you want for Edge of Fate builds, at least in the beginning. And not to mention a couple of decent catalysts as well. That's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.